So welcome back to the channel. It is the 1st of March 2017. Today we're going to be looking at a handicap at Newcastle, the 7:30 6 furlong handicap, and we're going to concentrate on just one horse. So we're not going to do the form for the whole race, we're just going to concentrate on the one particular set of data, and that horse in question is Ticks the Boxes. Now that Ticks the Boxes is the top weight, and I've put the form up alongside the race so you can see it quite clearly. And what we're looking at today is how the market reacts to a bad run in its last performance. So this is the race in question. This is what we're looking at on the February the 21st, which was just a week or so ago. The horse ran at Southwell over 7 furlongs. Race rating was 71, its official rating was 77, and the total rating was 148. Now the horse in question on the day was 25 to 1, and it finished well beaten, 13 lengths, 12 of 13. There's a couple of things to me that don't add up. First of all, the horse ran at Newcastle on January the 21st in a handicap, finished second of 12, beaten 2 lengths, and then it ran in a claiming race against horses that were better in terms of official rating, and it ran down the field. So we've got this price now at Southwell, and if you look at the rating of this race, you can see it's not much different than the one at Newcastle. And it's also run well at Southwell before, there on December the 20th and again January the 10th, beaten only 4 lengths. So why the horse was 25 to 1 after that poor performance, relatively speaking, in the claimer is a bit of a mystery, and in my opinion it should have run a lot better in that race. So 25 to 1 was a big price, and you could have traded it on the day and probably cashed out with some sort of profit before the race at that price, and it didn't matter on the day that Ticks the Boxes was beaten if you did that ploy. So we're coming to the race here at Newcastle, and I'm going to highlight this race today, and I want you to compare it to the race on January the 21st at Newcastle over 7 furlongs, and this time it's running over 6. But you can see its form over 6 furlongs is equally as strong, winning there by 3 1/4 lengths, admittedly with less weight on, but a pretty good performance at Southwell, so the track shouldn't be any problem to it. Now sometimes at Southwell you'll get a horse who races up with a pace and on certain occasions misses the kick, gets in behind a wall of horses, and then it faces the kickback, and it could run a totally different race than what you're expecting it to. So don't always take form at Southwell as logical, because some horses can run well at Southwell one day and then the next day, because they're in a different position in the race, can totally run a different race. And we're looking at the race now at Newcastle, and we're going to compare it to this race here at Newcastle, which it ran on January the 21st. So I'm going to ignore the distance, because we've already seen that 6 furlongs suits Ticks the Boxes quite well. So I'm happy with the drop back in trip to 6 furlongs. It's gone up £2 in the official ratings, which is not far away, and it's down 1 in class, and its rating is 146 overall, and this one is 145. Now it was only beaten 2 lengths, and it did finish second of 12, so you'd expect it on that performance there to be well in the market, round about 10 to 1, 12 to 1, something like that. But if we look on the screen at the top, we can see that Ticks the Boxes is actually trading at 30, 32, 34, and I think it could go a lot higher, but we've got a problem with the block, which I've covered in previous videos. If you go back on some of the videos, and we talk about blocking, and this is a prime example of a block on a horse that if it wasn't there, the market would just go a lot higher. So this block here, which is not my money, it's someone else's, maybe bookmakers' money, has put the block in at 40, and that's stopping the price going through 38, 40, 42, even up to 50 and 60. So if that block wasn't there, you could be looking at this horse going up to 48, 50, even 60 on the exchanges, and it doesn't warrant that price at all. If you look at the form here on January the 21st and compare it to March the 1st, so we're looking for prices round about the 30 mark, but because we've got this block in here, we're going to have to trade the horse a little bit lower. And you can see I've started trading at 34, and we're hoping to lay it off at 30, and we're going to do that type of trading. Now, because that block's there, the price might well push down. But like we said before, if the block wasn't there and I took my money out, and the market would probably go a lot higher. So we're going to have to trade in this bracket, but I'm quite happy to do that because I think 30, 32, 34 is a decent price considering the form that you've got on offer. So what we're going to do during the afternoon, we're going to trade hopefully between this range, and later on this evening as well. It is a night meeting, so that's why there's probably not a lot of activity in the market. If you can see the graph, there's not that much activity at the moment. So hopefully the price will hold up. We'll do a few trades, and then we'll come back and see how the horse runs in the race at Newcastle. And I fully expect it to run a much better race than it did on February the 21st. So what you're looking at here is a horse whose form is pretty good prior to its last performance. And its last performance at Southwell finished 12th of 13, beaten 13 lengths, and now the market has reacted violently in terms of pushing the price right out and ignoring this run on January the 21st at Newcastle. So sometimes you'll get these big prices because the market is reacting to one race and not looking at the form as a whole. And this is where you can cash in as a trader. If you can spot this type of form for, in effect, which is the top weight in the race. So again, as in Go 4 in the last video, we're looking at the best horse in the race according to the official handicapper, and we're going to see what happens. But that's what the gist of the video is today. We'll see what happens with the trades, and then we'll come back and see how the horse performs in the race and whether this price of 30, 32, 34 is justified given its last performances. So we've moved on a little bit. You can see the time to the race now is 3 hours 12 minutes, and there has been a development on Ticks the Boxes, and we've just seen the removal of the large block that was in at 40. I think it was 40, maybe 38. So that's been removed, and it's going to be interesting now to see whether this price does actually go through the 38 barrier. Because that big block was there, the price has been held down, and you can see the graph on the right hand side. The price has just been bobbing about between 36 and 29. So it is going to be interesting to see whether we can push through that and get a few more trades in over the next 3 hours. We've still got this little block at 34, but that's nowhere near as significant as the one that was in there before. So let's see what happens with this. Hopefully we'll make a few more trades. You can see that we have also traded on Ballesteros, and I'll put the form of Ballesteros up a little bit later and you can have a look at that. And I think the price was perhaps too high when it got into the 20s, 22 mark, and we traded at an average price of 23, laid it off at 21. And again, we're hoping to do a few more trades with this because we think that the price has gone beyond where it should be. And you can see the price on Ballesteros going from 7.5 right out to 28, and then coming in quite sharply to 17.5. So we're going to keep our eye on that one as well. We've taken advantage of that. We've got a potential profit on Ballesteros of £13.03, and Ticks the Boxes £26.30. And we probably, if it stays like that and we can't get any more trades, we'll probably lay both of these horses in running. But anyway, we'll see what develops over the next few hours. So it's taken quite a while, but we're now seeing the price push through the 36 up towards 38.40, and it's only 19 minutes to post time. But we should be able to do a few more trades up at this level. So I'm going to put them in at 40, 42 and 44. Don't forget, I was quite happy to trade at 34, but now that that big block has gone, the time is right for the price to push up. So we're putting our bets in at a little bit higher up in the hope that we're going to get some trades and improve the value on Ticks the Boxes. So that's what we're going to do, trade at 40, 42, 44, even 46 and 48, and then see how much we can lay off during this last 13 minutes before the 5-minute schedule kicks in. So we've reached the 5-minute mark, and you can see we've got the potential profit on ticks the boxes up to 86.02, and that's just with trading between the 44 up to 46 and back down to 36.38. So we came out of the market on the 5 mark with a right click there with no bets in the market, and we've now got the possibility of hedging out before the race to win some sort of profit on this particular race itself. So we've got £2.94 and we've got a global hedge market profit of £3.75. Now what we can do, we can take some of the money out. For example, I can take out £3, so if I put that £3 in at say 27, then I can take that money out and still have some money running on ticks the boxes and Ballesteros as well. So we might do that. We'll just give it a few more minutes, see what price it goes down to. We're currently at 29. 26 will give us £15 profit, so I think we might put it in at 26, just see if we can get that extra little bit running on ticks the boxes. So that's going in at 26. We're not going to put it in play keep just yet. We've still got 3.5 minutes left for trading, so we'll keep that in and hopefully that'll get taken. We can lock in some profit and also have some money running on these two, Ballesteros and ticks the boxes, during the race. If we just watch the market coming down, it is fluctuating quite rapidly now because we're in the last 5 minutes. Hopefully that'll get taken, but if not, we can put £2.50 in and hopefully get that taken. But we'll just give it a few more minutes. There's no rush at this stage to snap up the 30 or 32. Let's see if we get down to 26. So this is what we were talking about in the previous video, looking for horses with the form that has a decent chance of winning the race, and then looking at the price within that form. And you can see from ticks the boxes, clearly it's too high at 44, 46, 48, and the market is now adjusted back to 32.30. So that's what trading is all about, just looking for that value in the race. And we found it with ticks the boxes. Now we're in a decent position. We can wait to see if it's get taken. It's not moving down towards 26 at any great rates, hovering between 30 and 32 currently. We've still got 1 minute 44 left, and things can happen pretty quickly in the last few minutes before the race. So plenty of money now building up on this side. It might be that the price begins to push back up again. It doesn't matter at this stage. We've still got a nice profit if we want to hedge out. So down to 1 minute before post time. Market back up to about 34. And we can leave that money in running if we want to at 26, and then we can lock that money in and then let the rest ride on the rest of the race. And I think at this stage that's what we'll do. So we'll take that and we'll put that in play keep. So we've got that money coming in. Hopefully that'll get taken pretty shortly after the race starts, and then we can watch and see how ticks the boxes and Ballesteros runs in the race. So it's not about whether ticks the boxes is going to win the race. It's about looking at the value and seeing whether that price is too high for the form on offer. And clearly in this case, ticks the boxes form was a lot better than the market price suggests currently. And also Ballesteros form was again a good bit better than its price of 23.24. So nearing post time, just about 8 seconds to post time. We can lock in profit if we wanted to at £3, but I'm giving myself a little bit more of a chance of winning more than the hedged market. So we're going to give ourselves a chance of winning a little bit more on ticks the boxes and Ballesteros. I'm pretty confident that the 26 will get taken during the race. So we're past post time now, we're just waiting for the race to start. Market going back up to 34. But you can see on the graph, this is where the exchanges came in, from 30 up to 45. So that was what it was taken. There has been a non-runner in the race, and the price went a little bit higher, went up to 48, and the market's adjusted for the non-runner. So the price without the non-runner went above 45, went up to 46, 48, and that was the time to trade the horse late on. We also made a few trades during the afternoon because we had that big block put into the race on the right hand side. And you can see the market going back out now to 36, and that can happen like we've seen before as the race draws to its post time. So again, I'm just waiting for the race to start. 1 minute past post time, shouldn't be too long now. 6 furlong race. All going to be over pretty swiftly.
Sucker.
So that's it, the race is off. We're past post time by about 3 minutes, but we're waiting for this 26 to get taken, and then we're going to see what happens with the two runners during the race. So ticks the box trading about 32, Ballesteros 24.
Fully matched.
And that's been taken now, so we've got this money locked in, £2.87. You can see the price going down on ticks the boxes to 11, 15, 10, 8.2, 6.8. Went down pretty low, but we got the price taken, and now the price is drifting back out. A little bit more at 30, and now it's gone back out again. So no real show from these two, but we've got the profit locked in. We had the chance of winning on ticks the boxes and Ballesteros. Ticks the boxes came down quite sharply if you look at the graph, and in the end it hasn't won, but the price in the market that we took during the day was the correct price to take. We locked in the profit, and we had that bonus chance of these two running well in the race. So I hope you found that useful. Again, not everything goes to plan in racing. There will be other days for these two. Keep your eye on them. We'll maybe get some trades on them next time. They didn't run as expected in the race, but nevertheless we've won on the contest. So thanks for watching. Hope you'll join us for the next video.